I think I just stopped at the Constitution. My phone had gone out, so I apologize for that. But getting back to the conversation here, um, I was saying that the Constitution was the supreme law of the land, and I was talking about the colonizers, how they came and they were fighting for their freedoms from Britain. And I said, moving forward now, their purpose was to create an improved version of the life that they were leading, with again another leader to guide them to a utopian societal experience. I said, this in truth would have been simply a better version of the usual victim abuser experience temporarily that they were already experiencing. Even if a benevolent leader were chosen, the history of the influence of power in the following familiar generations through the competition of the offspring has inevitably led to despotism. Okay, so I believe that each human being has an inborn spiritual destiny, which is his or her task to learn and fulfill. To that, my sister, Katari L., she says, Cynthia, never have I seen so many bamboozled and scared sheeple that are willing to give up their rights and who are cowards and exist in total fear. They have a herd mentality and are willing to violate themselves and others so they can feel safe. Remember, I told you guys this very thing last week. Okay, and she continued and said, they have no sense of discernment and have aligned themselves with the programming that they have submitted to as they throw away all reasoning and logic. I said that also last week. When you operate in fear instead of right knowledge, you acquiesce your own intuition, your own gut, what you know to be true. You acquiesce and forget all that. She continued and said, they love to be told what to do because they're too afraid to think for themselves. So they attack anyone who doesn't think and stand up for themselves, which is called, totally insanity. Programmed people are dangerous to life and liberty. Katari shared this quote. You guys already know how I am about quotes to drive home a point. So, I really appreciate quotes. Here's a quote she provided by Neville Raymond. He calls himself an epoch changer online. He says, 250 years ago, give me liberty or give me death. Now, give me liberty unless there is a virus with a 98 to 99% recovery rate, then strip me of my freedom, my job, my income, my constitutional rights, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and put me under house arrest. That was a very powerful statement. That was so succinct and well said. I was just, it just resonated with me. These lying politicians who sell the public out to lobbyists, corporations, and special interest groups are a pandemic. They're the ones that are pandemic. Okay, these are the same folks that want more government oversight of the masses and will lie. They stage false flags, events, and violate the civil liberties of the masses in order to accomplish their agenda. And those people who do not read or research, well, of course you don't know. But there are all sorts of information out there. They have to tell you what they're going to do. That is universal law. Okay? But it's also your choice. We have free will down here. So it's your choice whether you want to engage in that or not. But here's my caveat to all of that. And like I told you, this is a free thinkers platform. Okay, and we take all thinkers, but we want you to be a free thinker. If you're not a free thinker, if you're in here, well then, be quiet. Okay, just listen and maybe you'll learn something and maybe you'll go and do some research so that you can have a better understanding of what we're talking about. Okay, because what bothers me the most is that, people, when you say something that they don't believe in, then they have this group mentality that they want to, oh, you're crazy or you're this and you're that. I've never said anything about anybody being crazy if they don't believe or, think like I do. I've always listened And if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But that's what an adult is all about. You listen, whether it's your family, friends, or whatever, you listen, and if it doesn't resonate with you, well, then it just doesn't resonate. You don't have to get belligerent or curse anybody out or become violent or anything like that. But most people on this planet can't have an adult conversation about anything. They want to argue. But then I always say, what is the difference between arguing and having a conversation? And no one can answer that. Okay. But moving on down here from that, what did I say here? I said what bothers me more than anything is that they have almost accomplished their goal of total world domination. And if you guys watched all that BET stuff, I didn't, but if you looked on there, what did it say at the very upper left-hand corner? It said global citizen. And they've been doing that for a couple of years now, but I bet most of that just went right over your head. But there's a deeper meaning to that. Okay? And who was up there with the, telling you what to do and singing and going on? All the influencers. See, they still getting paid. You're not getting paid, but they're still getting paid to influence you to their way and their ideologies of thinking. Okay? They're still getting paid. Okay? It is now right in your face and has been for several years now. But most will never notice because of the influencers, as we were just talking about. But now we are global citizens, one world citizens, etc. All I have to say to that is rewatch the Hunger Games. Watch that. Peep the technology in the Hunger Games, okay? Just for, giggles, okay? If nothing else. When you defense against what others think, it all but kills the free discussion. Your system is worse than no defense at all, okay? But also remember, never bully anyone that think or feel or believe what they feel or believe, But my sister, Katari, was being bullied on Facebook today. And it took everything within me to not get on there and just really, go crazy. And I have to control myself because it was a guy, and what is a man disrespecting a woman in public on TV? That is the ultimate humiliation and disrespect. I would never deal with a man like that. Ever in my life would I ever deal with a man that disrespects a woman on any level, any kind of way, especially in speech, and speaking to her like that. But she checked him, and I didn't have to, jump in there too much, But I'm always going to stand by my sisters. That's just the way it's going to be, okay? So again, if someone doesn't believe what you believe, then so what? Why do you have to be nasty about it? If and this is a caveat to that. We're all human beings. We're not robots. The Creator made each of us different, just like a different snowflake. You can't find two snowflakes created the same. It's impossible. Just as it's impossible for you to be like me, or me like you. Okay? So let's agree to disagree. All right? For those of you who consider yourselves American, and to all my Team CME free thinkers, and as rare as you are, thank you. I love you so very much. Ashe. Because soon free thinking will be outlawed. I know I'm preaching to the choir. You guys get it. But for those who don't, think about that. But then so is the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, Amendments 1 through 10, like I told you in a few minutes ago. The Magna Carta, the secret Treaty of Verona, most of you never heard of that, probably never read it. And those of you maybe heard of it and still never read it. We're under Unum Sanctum, papal bulls issued by Pope Boniface VIII. okay, on November 18th, 1302. You guys might want to go and see that and see what that really means. Read about these things, you know. I went back and reread all the documents I just told you about because sometimes, you know, I read them earlier and most people have never read the Constitution. Most people have never read the Bill of Rights. Most people have never read the Declaration of Independence. But you go outside every July 4th and you eat hot dogs and potato salad and do the electric slide, and it had nothing to really do with you. You're just under the umbrella of that. That had something to do with colonizers that were over here, that was sent here to colonize and to work. And most of them were felons and rapists and thieves and thugs. Okay? So, again, until you know what the real history is about everything and everybody, okay, research. Okay, you know, again, when I get back in the studio, I'm going in on that because I think that was never taught in school. So people really don't know the whole history of this continent at all. You know, they want to believe that, you know, people were here and then they brought slaves over here and the so-called Indians and this and that. No, that's not the way it went. Okay, so we can forget about that. All right, so again, there's a lot of history that needs to be uncovered. And like I said, the book show is starting to do that. I'm so excited for, you know, Richard Smith and Peter Moon because these guys are just heroes in my eyesight. And their books are just totally amazing. So again, I can't say enough about those books. You know, like I said, y'all see I have thousands of books here in my home. I am a book fiend. But I just resonate with certain, you know, mostly historical, you know, truth-seeking type books, okay? So you guys just really need to purchase those books. You know, I said Americans of any nationality and that I'm speaking of here today, and that, again, most have just really never read any of it. So I would like to humbly suggest that you do so. Okay, see, when they got sick and tired of being a slave, they did something about it. They fought for and gave their lives for it, which is still valid, you know, and protects them to this day. Okay? And the rest of us live under the umbrella of, but it didn't include us or women at the time. But as the so-called black people, we are still shunned into silence because of the situation that exists on this planet regarding our rights, regarding our nationality, our humanity, our history, our cultures. We are in perpetuity, stuck in a scenario of damned if we do and damned if we don't. And most times we don't because we have been propagandized and misled and separated as a people for hundreds of years on this continent. You know, and I can go deep in this matter, but not today. Just food for thought if you, you know, choose to. So, you know, in closing, a question to ponder. What is your state of mind? And I'm going to read you a definition of state of mind because when I was thinking about this, this is what came to my mind. What is your state of mind during this pandemic or pandemic? In reference to being mentally at peace with enough knowledge and understanding to keep ourselves strong in the face of stress and disorder. Okay, that was one definition of state of mind. And then the next one I put on here was the psychological state of someone's cognitive processes at a certain time. The condition or character of a person's thoughts or feelings. Then I said the quote of the day from my nephew Vernon Drew. He lives in Las Vegas. Hi, sweetie. There's very few people that will work hard at something that comes easy. I thought about that, but then I also thought, have we really worked hard at our freedom, for our freedom? I don't know. But anyway, guys, like I said, I just had a lot of this on my mind. I typed all this into my computer. That's why it's here today. And I'm not done because I wanted you guys to read these 3 documents. But you know what? In chapter 2, I think I'm going to read them to you. Okay? Because I know most of you won't really do that. So get ready for that. Part 2 is going to be the reading of the full transcript of the Declaration of the Independence. And what I really want you to pay attention to in that particular reading is their grievances. Because I think you'll really see and understand that they really mirror and match what we're all going through at this moment. So this is what can I say? What shall I call this moment? We'll just say this is a teaching moment. Let's put it like that, because we all should be students anyway. So with that, I love you guys. I will see you in the next video, the next 2 videos actually. All right. So peace and love. Bye.